Dank Pod Stash Hot Tokes number 7, back after taking a week off to get fat for Christmas. We're back with the Hot Tokes. Yes, delicious food. Yeah, that part's funny. The rest of it's not too funny. There's some fucked up shit going down, not just today, but recently. The main thing I sent to Daniel before we got going here was something Jason Booth sent me. It says a GOP lawmaker had visions of a Christian alternative government. And I guess he's a lawmaker here in my neck of the woods in Spokane. And pretty fucking crazy. The guy, I believe he's the one that started the movement to split Washington into 2 states. I think it's called Liberty, is what he wanted to call it? Yeah, called the 51st state Liberty. And people have been talking about that for a while now, splitting the states. And it's been talked about in other states too, to where they want to have pretty much the conservative sections be their own state away from the more liberal sections of the states. I think California's talked about it, Washington, I'm sure others have. I'm sure there's plenty more, but this guy's name was Matt Shea, 34 years old, and super, super far right, claiming wanting a Christian government, but he's also talking about, he made a document called Biblical Basis for War that calls for the surrenders of those who favor abortion rights, same-sex marriage, idolatry, and communism. And if they do not yield, kill all males. So I can see the part where he's referencing the only biblical thing, even though I'm not a Christian, like I don't think that's Christian at all, but it does smack of Old Testament when they took over, what was it, like Jericho or something, and probably other places, and they were supposed to kill the men and take the women.
I mean, he hasn't. This guy hasn't received some commandment from God. So I mean, yeah, it's bizarre to watch this. Me as a Christian, I'm always embarrassed when this kind of shit happens because, that's not Christ-like at all. And what the hell is up with like him wanting to call it liberty when there would be no liberty?
Right. It's just right-wing control. It just seems,
right. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. If I'm all for secession, I'm all for, because I think that is a step in the right direction. When California threatens to secede, or Texas threatens to secede, or states threaten to, split in half, I'm all for that because, again, I think that's a step in the right direction. But when they're doing it to implement their own tyranny, and that's the goal, if the goal is not some level of individual freedom, then it's more statism, it's more authoritarianism, and this is just the same thing. He's not doing this to gain liberty. He's doing this because he doesn't like liberals.
Right. Yep. And just so there's no confusion, this is going to be coming out this next Wednesday, but today is Sunday the 29th, so you'll be seeing this in the new year. We're coming to you from the past. Because we are going to talk about some other stuff too. I guess this morning in Texas, it says the place is called White Settlement.
We'll come to you next year.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Great dad joke.
Dad joke.
But there's a shooting at, I believe it's called West Freeway Church of Christ in White Settlement, Texas, near Fort Worth. There's not much info out there now, and the videos are being scrubbed. Like I had clicked 2 different links, one for YouTube and one for, I think it's called Stream This or something like that. And the church was live broadcasting their sermon on YouTube as well when this happened. But in about the middle row of the left side, if you're at the back of the church, facing forward, there's an aisle down the middle, then pews on both sides. Up near the front left, stage right, there was a guy who looks to be wearing, like, I can't tell if it's a trench coat and a hood, but he's wearing all black. and he gets up and blasts somebody in the middle with a shotgun and kills them, takes another shot and severely injures someone. And then I've seen different reports now of it's either a parishioner or a church security is in the back left of the church behind where he got up, and this guy's trying to walk towards the front. He's kind of up against the front wall, and this dude straight up headshots him from the back of the church, just takes him out. Perfect shot. So good guy with a gun right there. Perfect example.
His bullet was guided by Jesus.
Yep. Well, I was just thinking about this as I was reading it, and it's another more arguments for good guys with guns to take out people who are going to try to hurt and kill other people. And I'm just in my head, I was imagining the argument from other people. They're saying, well, no, you don't need a good guy with a gun if nobody has guns. And it's like, yeah, because criminals totally won't have guns. That's just not how it's going to happen.
It's always sad when this kind of stuff happens. I think there was a guy who, this happened a while back. You and I talked about this. I think there was that guy who went into like a mosque in New Zealand and just started blasting people. Oh man, that was just horrific.
Crazy.
And, but it's like this situation, apparently the gunman's dead, and two churchgoers are dead. Is that correct?
I believe it was two people killed, including the gunman, and one churchgoer severely injured.
Okay, so 2 people total dead. The gunman being one of them. It's sad. It's sad. Like, that. It's always sad when somebody gets murdered like this, but this could have ended so much worse. And that situation in New Zealand with this guy going into a mosque and just killing innocent people, like, and he even killed children. Like, if somebody would have had a gun, I think that could have ended way better. It's and yeah, this is just proof that a good guy with a gun, I know it's cliche, but a good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun, and it happens all the time. And if this is if people aren't talking about it, it just goes to show that it goes against the anti-gun narrative coming out from anybody, whoever's in government, whoever's in media. So yeah, I'm sure I would like to hear more about this.
With the quality of the shot, with how practiced this guy clearly was, because it was a quick draw, shoot, take him out from the back of the church. It just stresses the importance of being a good guy who knows how to use a gun as well. And I know that's not so easy for everybody, because sometimes it's pretty fucking expensive to buy rounds to practice with. I mean, even 22, you're looking at a decent chunk of change just for a 22 pistol to go planking with, and then all the 22 ammo. I was looking into airsoft as an option. I even found a really cool video from T-Rex Arms, I think it's called, on YouTube. Of he's a gun guy, he has a gun channel, lots of really good stuff. But he brought over a Japanese kid who really liked the channel, who had only shot airsoft because they can't have guns in Japan, for the last 3 years, and actually trained really hard in actual technique. And he wanted to see if it transferred over, if dry firing and airsoft transferred over to using an actual gun. And this kid was keeping up with the main guy on the YouTube channel as far as time and accuracy and stuff, having never shot an actual firearm before. And it was almost an hour-long video of different exercises and drills and targets they were running through. It was really cool. So find a way, even if it's dry fire, to practice and be ready, because if you see someone of your loved ones get shot and you need to take out whoever's attacking you and them, you got to be ready with practice.
Right. It's if you've got to practice, you've got to practice drawing. You got to carry where you're comfortable, where you can get to the gun the quickest, but where you can, sit and move around comfortably. And if you're in Utah, look me up. I want to go shooting with you. I want to go shooting with with anyone.
Hell yeah.
So like it's very important. It's very it's a wholesome activity too. I think responsible gun ownership and it's a great family outing. It's perfect to teach the kids and I mean the whole purpose of it the whole purpose of why we carry is to protect in these kinds of situations, and ultimately fighting against tyrants. But this kind of situation is perfect for why we carry. And I hope that these places don't outlaw guns now after this situation. I hope that like these churches are like, hey, they see that a bad guy was stopped and they don't infringe on their on the congregation's right to bear arms. I don't know their rule. I know that I'm LDS. I'm a Mormon, and unfortunately in my church, they have put out the policy to not carry in church. I don't think that's a good idea. There have been instances where people in LDS churches were shot, and I think that those times bad guys could have been stopped if somebody was carrying as well. This was a instance where it happened. Unfortunately, someone innocent died, but it was still a bad guy getting stopped. And yeah.
There were multiple other people that popped up with firearms in the congregation as well. So it looks like you might need to show your church this video, let them know what's up. But be prepared all the time. That's been a message in most of the hot tokes and the podcast lately. It's for a reason. It's because we're seeing shit like this in Virginia and everything going on. It's time to prepare. If it's you don't want to be too late, and start now. Prepare, be #Boogaloo ready, be just everyday ready. So, all right, man.
Right.
I think that's a good hot tokes.
Hey,
finish her off.
Oh, I was I didn't have anything. Can't think of anything. Thanks, it was fun.
All right, cool, man. All right, we'll catch you all next time.